Spirituality is so tricky for Black women because many of us, it is very common for Black women specifically to grow up in the Black church. I have a lot of thoughts about Black church. My story with church is I grew up Methodist in the Virgin Islands, which is a very like regimented, it's not Catholic, but it's Catholic-esque. It's a Protestant expression of religion, but it's, not the same as Catholicism, but not as free and out as like non-denominational churches up here. Came to the States, backslid all out into the world for a while. And and then in my 20s for like 3 or 4 years. And then in my 20s, joined a non-denominational church here in St. Louis, went to that church and was an active member for 20 plus years. And when the pandemic hit, I ended up not going back. There's a long story in there, but that's basically the gist of me. I'm going to offer this to you with all of the love and grace and understanding of the traditions. That's the word I'm going to pick, and messaging that we get in our spiritual spaces. Just consider. Just consider, okay? Because this is another touchy one. This is like depression. I'm out here. I'm out in the deep now with these topics. Spirituality, specifically Christianity, Black Christianity, is a touchy subject, okay? But I want you guys to consider this. Remember what I said. Depression is shrinking it down. Expression is expanding it. God is big, God is expansive, and God is unlimited. If you crack open your Bible, and even if you're not a Christian, okay, the divine is a big, expansive thing. It's unlimited, and it cannot be confined by the small understanding of man. So if you are in spaces, that's what I'm going to say, that continually keep trying to legalize and confine you, and therefore your expression of the divine, I want you to consider that might be part of why you are depressed. Oh, thanks. Listen, God, you helped me say that. Did y'all see how God helped me say that? Because that was my experience. I'm going to hip you to that in a second. March 2020, I was one of those people. I'm going to bust the door wide open. I can't believe they shut the church down. I got to get back in. I got to. 3 to 4 months later, I had an experience with God. Don't have time to go into that all the way. When I tell you God had to slowly walk me through what I just said to you and showed me, for me personally, I'm not saying for you, I'm just giving you an example of something I want you to think about, okay? If you are in a space of spirituality, Christian or not, and that space requires for you to fit in and depresses you. What is depression? Let me look at my thing again. Depression is to press down, to limit, to, right? If that space requires you to do that, then remember, depression is the opposite of expression. You may be experiencing a validly depressed response to a space that is confining your religious or divine expression in a way that is not intended. Let me tell y'all, if you're a Christian, let me tell y'all something. My Bible says, and I'm looking up because I have it on the wall, okay? I have it in the Amplified and the Message version. The fruit of the Spirit, right? What is fruit? It's pineapples. But fruit is the produce. We in spring right now, so spring is all about what you produce, right? What does that mean, Rashni? It means if something is walking in spiritual, the result of the spiritual presence in a thing, that's what the fruit of the Spirit is, right? You will know a tree by its fruit, right? So if you don't see this fruit, that's not the tree, okay? I'm going to tell y'all what, let's see, which one do you want? I'm going to go with the Message version. If you don't see this fruit, then maybe you are having a valid response to a depressing situation in the spiritual space, okay? If you don't see affection for others, this is from Galatians 5:22-23. And even if you're not Christian, this will helpful. Just listen. I'm just trying to help you. If you don't see exuberance about life, serenity, willingness to stick with things, a heart of compassion in the heart, and a conviction that a basic holiness permeates things and people, loyal commitments, no need to force your way in life. No need to force your way in life, okay? If you don't see an ability to direct energies wisely. The Amplified version says the fruit of the Spirit, meaning if you don't see this, it is depressing. If you don't see love, if you don't see an unselfish concern for other people, if you don't see joy, if you don't see peace, if you don't see patience, which is not just the ability to wait, it's how people act while they're waiting. Yeah. If you don't see kindness, and if you don't see goodness, and if you don't see faithfulness, and if you don't see gentleness, then boo boo, you might be in a validly depressing space. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Okay. What do? You change the activity, you discern the health of the space, and then you change what you do. That's what activity is, how you show up as an expression of your spirituality. Otherwise, you may be depressed because it's depressing. If how I'm talking sounds right to you, you can come and work with me at thepineapplecrowns.com. Thepineapplecrowns.com if you want to work with me as your coach. Be well, you guys. Be encouraged. You're welcome, Mimi. Here's a pineapple. Bye, y'all.